We are in the travel business. We are a boutique tour operating company that specializes in custom vacations to Brazil. We specialize in cultural excursions and family trips, as well as academic and business vacations. I chose this career because I love Brazilian culture and I wanted to spend as much time in Brazil as possible, as well as sharing what I learned about Brazil with others. So it is a marriage of fulfilling my needs while sharing something that I think is really important for others to experience, the people and the culture of Brazil. I've had many jobs over the past 25 years. Working at the Gap, working for a diversity consulting firm, working for CBS Television, and now operating a travel business. All of them have a similar thread, and that is serving others. And so serving others at the Gap, helping people get their clothes. Serving others at a diversity consulting firm, helping companies understand the value and grow from the value of having a diverse workforce and diverse supplier chain. And then CBS Television, serving clients, advertising clients to help their businesses grow. And finally now I serve people to meet their vacation and travel needs. So there's been a thread of service throughout my career, and each one was finding a little bit of myself, a little bit more of myself in work. Whereas now I think I've gotten to a career where I really am seeing myself and fully reflective of who and what I want to be in my work. So that's been a thread that's traveled throughout my... Networking is important because it is important to build community, not just community for business, but community for personal relationships. And when you have strong interpersonal relationships and strong network of friends, the business will come out of that, because business, or long-lasting and sustaining business, is best comes out of personal recommendations, personal word of mouth, and that is really where networking begins, where you're able to turn your personal relationships into business relationships because of the familiarity and the trust that comes out of that. It also insulates you from your business becoming a commodity, because people will want to do business with their friends even if it's a little bit more expensive than somebody else. But if they would like to go with somebody they know and they trust, and that's how you can really insulate your business from becoming a commodity where it's the lowest price wins, as opposed to the best quality product winning. So that's why networking is important on a personal level, that then leads to professional success. The advice I would share with anyone is to follow your passions. And if you don't know what your passions are, explore those. Really explore what it is that really excites you, develops your interest, and find that. And once you find that, follow that through. That don't worry if it doesn't look like there's a lot of money at the end of those passions, because each step down the road will open up new doors. And if you have the passion to follow those steps, then you will be able to sustain yourself. But most importantly, you'll be happy along that journey, as opposed to being miserable with money. There's plenty of wealthy people who are absolutely miserable, and that's not a great way to go through life. So follow your passions. I successful life is one that is led in the present moment, that isn't dwelling on the past, isn't worried about the future, but is experiencing the present and vigorously exploring all the options and possibilities of the present moment, of keeping a flexible mind, of being open to new experiences, and to fearlessly move towards those new experiences, even if it's not what we thought we were going to plan for. That is success, not being stuck in a routine, not being or subscribing to old ideas, but being open to new ideas, new things, and moving forward fearlessly in the present moment. That's successful life. So my biggest weakness is perfectionism, and that I always want to do things or make the best decision possible with the most amount of information. And most times in life, things aren't going to provide you with all the information, and nothing is going to be perfect. And because I'm always looking for perfection, I'm sometimes slow to start things until I have all the information. And then when I finally do start, I'm up against a deadline and I don't deliver the best product. So I have to force myself to start projects and do things even if I don't have all the information, even if everything isn't perfectly lined up. So I force myself to just be uncomfortable and not having all the answers and moving forward. It's not a great feeling, but I do it, and then in the end, I'm glad I did, because that gives me time to review and then put forward my best product. Which may not be perfect, but it's better than waiting to the last minute to do something. So that's my weakness, and I overcome it by just getting started. So there comes a time in business when things happen outside of your control. In 2016, there was a disease that was moving through South and Central America called Zika. And it was a disease that, if it infected pregnant women, could cause the babies to have birth defects that were awful. And so that caused my business to lose a large demographic of clientele, basically women between the ages of 25 to 40 and their spouses and husbands. Anybody who was looking to get pregnant or have a baby was not coming to Brazil, and that was a large part of our demographic. And I did not know how to overcome a public health epidemic that was really was not in my control. And I not only felt defeated, but I felt helpless. And I started to reach out to my peers in the travel industry and in the Brazilian government to ask what was a possible solution. And from that, I got more ideas, and that gets back to the community, the idea of community, that when I didn't have any answers, I reached out and talked to others, and others had answers. And from those answers, we came up with strategies, we came up with systems to develop a 40-plus travel itinerary for adults who are over the ages of 40 who were not worried about having kids. We developed travel itineraries for college and graduate students who weren't looking to get pregnant. And so thus we replaced our core traveler of 25 to 40 with two different new travelers, which were 40s to 65-year-olds, and university institutions, 20 to 25-year-olds. And what happened was, these were travelers who actually came with larger groups and more frequently to Brazil. So we not only made up for the loss of the group that we lost to Zika, but we increased our travel during those years of 2016 to 2018. So, but that was through collaboration in the community and networking that I was able to come up with this strategy. So that's how I did it.